everybody. Welcome to another episode of Taekwondo. My name is Petra Verbruggen, and if you want to support the show, of course, you can go to taekwondo.net/support, which you will see in a few seconds. But what you can also do, and that is actually what I'm really happy about, if you would do that, is of course to do some on the Facebook, like the page, make sure that you also be very active as a contributor by providing contents, etc., of our comments. And also, if you are on YouTube, and it's not working unfortunately, but if you're on YouTube, then please subscribe to the channel so that you get notified for future content. And don't forget to hit the bell icon, because, well, if you do that, then at least you know exactly when I am going live or when I have a new video available to you. Now, typically what you'll see is that throughout the normal week, I will have about 3 videos, maybe 4 videos, depending on the possibilities. 2 of them will be pre-recorded. 1 of them will be live and direct, like this one, every Saturday at 7 p.m. Central European Time. Or alternatively, if you live in the US, it's going to be 1 o'clock in the afternoon if you live on the East Coast, or 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock. I don't know. I'm very bad at it at the moment, so don't worry about it. Hey, good day, everybody. And I see that you're all in here. I see Rudy Engels is all the way from Belgium. He is here live and direct from YouTube. I also see Vil. Welcome. Hello. How are you? And I have something special for you. And the same goes for the second one. Finally catch your live stream. I will have something special for you also, and that's not because you're here live and direct, but because I actually had something prepared for you guys. So indeed, one thing that I want to talk to you about is that no, 2 on the East Coast. Thank you very much, new fan 77, for telling that. I'm sorry for that. I tried to do it off the top of my head, but it might be because of the wintertime, summertime. I get lost totally. Time zones and wintertime, summertime. My mind is blown all the way. I also see that Peter Sinclair is here all the way from Hamilton, New Zealand. A Kiwi here, live and direct. Really cool of you to be here. I really appreciate it, Peter. Kia ora, I would say, yeah, in your own Maori language, so to speak. Thank you so much for being here. This is a live show, it's a Q&A show, so I might not be the most perfect person if it comes to that I know everything about ATEM switchers or so, but maybe together we can try to figure it out and see how we can show each other how ATEM works, what we can do with it, and what are the other things. So I am really looking forward to this episode because, first and foremost, again, I think that I lost count. I think that I have like 425 subscribers. And for your information, it was blowing away in the last month, 100 additionally, which is absolutely amazing. And I see people are still coming in. I will get back to you in a minute. All the way from Stuttgart, I see it. All right. So this is a Q&A session. So that means that what I'm trying to do is that throughout the month, I'm collecting different questions that I've gotten from other videos and trying to just spill them out right here, right now, to make sure that you guys are all up to speed. But also it's a way for me to collect additional questions for future videos. So please, please, please write down your questions. Also, in After Effects, if you're not watching live, no worries. I am actually paying attention to comments. And the proof of that is that I'm actually having some comments that are from people that are actually watching live and they didn't know that up front. So that is really cool. So I actually have prepared a little bit on my phone. So I have my phone with the question and I'm bringing it in a little bit very quickly, like so. Boom. There you go. That's the first question of today. It's from Vil. He's also in live and direct. He says, can you enter multiple stream keys for YouTube? Like, for example, if you want to have different YouTube links for if you're on a congress with more than one speaker, etc., etc. Is that possible? Well, short answer to that question for you is, unfortunately, that is not possible. However, I did think about a way to make it very handy for you. The only thing is that it's absolutely fantastic on the extreme ISO that I have in front of me. But it's also possible on the ATEM Pro, for example. Now, here you go. This is what I have in front of me at the moment. As you can see, I have a green backdrop. Maybe if we have some time left, we can also talk about green screening and that kind of stuff. Because especially for you guys, I actually bought also this product right here. The green screen mouse mat. Ooh, focus. Come on, you can do it. There you go. By Elgato, because you guys want to know a little bit more about green screen and how you can use it, and I don't have the space for it because this is basically here, this is basically there. It is real. This is really a robot, so it's very close, it's very nearby, and I cannot put a green screen behind me. And also, I have to admit that if it's so small, you get a lot of green casting going on, which I really do not like. But what is possible is the following. I got this idea is that on the ATEM Extreme, we have these keys right here, the macros right here. So these correspond with macro 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's also what you can see in the application. So if I go to the application, oh, you're not seeing it. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Those macros are right there. Those are the ones that that I was talking about. Sorry for that. Switching live. It sometimes happens. And here you go. This is the, let me remove your question. So this is the ATEM Software Center that you have. And what I'll do is that I will show you what the idea is with regards to this. So first and foremost, my idea would be the following. Here you got the live stream, right? So here you have the live stream, and here you can select what kind of platform that you want to go to. So for example, I want to go to Facebook, and I want to have the default server, and I'll fill in the key. Now the key is, of course, the key is a key series of characters that can be digits or just letters. So let's just make it very easy on ourselves. A, right? So that's the first one. Here you can actually see what the possibilities are of the quality. So streaming high, medium, and low. And let's just put this one on medium. I'm just going to tell you why in a minute. But this is the first one that we are going to do. And it's always good to go to something else just in case so that it's writing it down. But I forgot, of course, to add the macro. So this is where I start to do it again. Set macros and create macro right here. Then I'm going to call this Petra. So that's the first speaker of the house. So Petra, say record. And then, of course, this becomes a red. So this is saying that it's actually recording it. So I'm now going to do a little bit differently. I'm going to go to YouTube. I'm making sure that I'm on the primary server. I'm filling in the key, which is just simply AAA. Just making this medium because Petra doesn't need the best quality in the world. And then I am going to stop this recording. So that's Petra. Then I'm going to do a second recording. So I'm just going to do a quick change here to make sure that everything is different. And because macros do want to have, they record every change that you do. So you need to have a change. Otherwise, it will not record it. So hitting the plus sign again. Now John is speaker number 2. I say record. I go to YouTube again. I say primary again, but now it's B. So that's the stream key. And now I'm going to say, no, this is not going to be low. This is going to be high. And that's basically it. So I'm also going to stop this one. So that is what I've done so far. So now it's A and B on the macros. So let's go to my so that is what I've done right now. So I actually created a macro Petra that is streaming to A, and John that is streaming to B. So that's basically what I did. And what does it look like? Well, what I'll do is that I'll first show it on the system itself. So it will not start the stream by itself, but it will change it. So if I now hit macro 1, like so, and I'm not touching anything, it will automatically go to Petra. So there you go, Petra A. That's where it's right now. If I would now click on again on the second one, which is John, I'm just clicking on it, it automatically changes to B. So that is a way, in my opinion, that you can do roughly what you would like to do. I'm not sure if that is 100% what you like, but this is, I think, a very good way of doing it. So let's check what you think about it. You say, oh, that was very handy to use macros. Thanks for your info. Yeah, I really was like, yeah, this is a good question. And if you don't have a extreme ISO, you can do exactly the same with the ATEM Mini right here. The only thing is that you don't have those buttons. And you do need to play them in the application itself. That's the only difference that you have. So you can actually prepare it that way. All right. So that was the first question that we gotten. This question is very important. What macros do you use the most? Okay, good question, Eugene. Or Eugene, I think it's. Sorry. So for me, I would say that I would use macros expressly if I do need to do a lot of things at the same time. Actually, it's the same with the start of this show, although this show is produced in vMix software, not with the ATEM. So the ATEM is not even, it's connected, but it's not really been in use. So I'm also using what we call then in the application triggers, which is basically that allows me to do multiple things at this predefined sequence, so that I don't have to touch everything again, so that I have a countdown timer. When the countdown timer reaches 0, it will automatically go to my leader, and then after leader is done, it will automatically go to my main camera, which is this camera that you're looking at right now. Then after a few seconds, like 5 seconds, it will show my name. Then after a few seconds later, it will also show another lower third, as it's called. So those are the things that the macro is really powerful of. And yes, this is in software, but you can do exactly the same thing in your ATEM switcher. You can say, I want to first do this, then I want to do that, then I want to do that. And you can also, and that was that red bar, you can also add a pause, so that you say, oh, this is too quick. I need to add a few milliseconds before I can actually show that. And I think that it's in frames or in milliseconds. Let me check for you because I did not really look at that. So let's go this way. So if I go into macros again, so that's macros, and I say create, and I'm just going to say pause test. Pause test. I say record. Here you say add pause. If I click on that, it will, where is it? Oh, there it is. Add pause. So it says a duration, and I have no clue what that. I have to check that what that is in seconds or in milliseconds. But I can, of course, just say, let's make this 10. Like 10. I think that is good. Add pause, and then I want to switch to a camera 2, which is black in my opinion, in my case, but let's just see what happens. So now let's go back to my camera. Let's say that. Let's go that way, and now I'm gonna say test pause, and I just said 10. So let's see if it's 10 frames or 10 seconds. So I'm just gonna say run. Pause test. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then I would expect that it would change to, there we go. Yeah, so that's 10 seconds. That is interesting. That is great. Yeah, that is exactly what it's doing. So it's 10 seconds. There you go. So you can do those in macro, and you can add those seconds in between, so that you can have a nice flow in your startup to the show. But what you can also do is, and that's really powerful, is green screen. Because to add your green screen, it is really, you do need to do multiple things at the same time to make that happen. So you have to make a key, or you need to make sure that everything is set correctly. Then you need to do this. Then you need to do that. It's quite a lot of things that you can need to do, and you can just hit on the extreme. You can just hit one of the buttons, and boom, it will be there. So those are the things for macros. I hope that it was very handy for you. How much bitrate is medium? Okay, so that is a good question, and I was also expecting that question from you. So that was the exact reason why I actually did those changes for just to make sure that I captured those. So what I'm going to do now, and I'm going to do that together with you, is that I am going to first remove this. All right, let's go into the computer screen. And let's do the following. So we created macros. So in order to check them, I have to first save them. So I'm gonna say save as, and I am gonna call this demo, and I'm gonna save it. And it will ask me what I want to save. I want to only save my macros. So I say select none, and I then say macros, click. And I say save, and now it has actually created a demo file, and the demo file is right here, and I can then open it with my favorite editor, but you can use any editor that you like. But this is what it has right here. And now the cool part is that I can actually see what the bitrate is. So here, this is the bitrate, a lower bitrate. See, these are the bitrates that we were talking about right here. So so that's audio bitrate and the bitrate itself. So here you got what is it, 4,000? No, sorry, 4.5 megabit. Or 7.0 megabit, and the lower end is 6 megabit or 9 megabit. So those are the megabits that you were checking out right there. So I hope that was a little bit helpful. So these are some of the things that you need to take into account, depending on what your area is, what your coverage is, and how you want to basically handle your data plan. Now we still need to talk about the data as well, because I forgot that cable. That's a bit disappointing. Okay, well, with the new ATEM Mini software, you can just hook up your telephone with your 4G network, and then you can be on the road, not near any computer, and you just hit on air, and you can go live with your phone. There are other alternatives that you can use to go on, and that is, for example, this product right here. I will be having a video on this separately, because it's a product that needs a little bit more introduction. But this is the Live View Solo, which is a product that allows you to stream to either Facebook or to YouTube or to multiple channels. But what is interesting about this one is that you have more than one 4G modem. So you can actually add up to 4 4G modems, so that you have 4 cards. And that means that you have a lot of extra, let's say, is insurance that your data is still good enough so that you can go live also in the car or something if you're driving. And you can do that with your ATEM switcher. You can even do that with your ATEM Mini or ATEM Mini Pro. However, that does mean on the ATEM Mini Pro that you cannot use it for multi-view. You do need to have an HDMI output for that. That's the side note. That is a bit of an issue maybe for some of you, but that is the the reason that that needs to be done that separately. You do see that the product being used quite a lot during IRL streams on Twitch, for example. But I also use it for some events that are not broadcasted on the local television, but only on Facebook or on YouTube. Now, I do have other live view components, as you can see here, but I have to admit that the Solo is more for social media, and the other products are more for broadcasting. Just FYI for you guys. Okay, that's good. Thanks. Streaming 6 to 9 megabits, streaming medium 4.7 megabits, low 3. There you go. Rudy, thank you so much for checking it out for me. Really appreciate it. Let me see if I have forgotten some of the questions. What are you using to display graphics on the item, since the item is weak with its ability to do graphics? Good question. So NewFan77, what I'm using at the most is that I do a combination of stills that are on the Mini Extreme, and on top of that, a vMix computer. So basically what I do is that I'm using the Mini Extreme as a webcam in to a computer, a laptop, and from there I add the graphics. So basically this is only a streaming computer and only adding graphics. It does not add additional cameras, etc., etc. Now, that being said, if it's a very big event, then I'm not going to use my laptop, but I'm going to use this computer right here. That is right there. That computer is my on-location computer that I use for streaming big events, and that I have SDI cables, etc., etc. So that's different beast, so to speak. Why that? Now, of course, because I'm saying I'm using vMix and ATEM, why am I using that combination? That's maybe a question. I'm basically doing that because I want to divide the load. Divide the load on a technical level, so on the to unload the computer, but also to unload myself. Yeah, I want to unload myself because I do come to notice that if it's a big show, then having to switch cameras, having to add graphics, having to maybe bring in remote guests, maybe adding some graphics, maybe adding other stuff, and then all of a sudden something goes wrong somewhere down the line, then all hell breaks loose, and it's not a very nice way of doing it. So I want to make sure that I, as a producer, am also available for hands-on, just basically trying to fix things when they happen, and have somebody else doing the switching, so that at least the show must go on, will go on, but then I can do other stuff if needed. So that's the reason why I want to divide the load. So those are the reasons for that. And indeed, I like the style that you guys are also seeing each other. Indeed, Rudy, thanks very much for checking that out for me. Let me see if I'm not forgetting anything else. Eugene is from Rijnland. Guten Tag. Anyone know maybe how to do macros with Touch Portal? No, not yet. But now that I know that it exists, I will check that. And Effe is from Stuttgart. Guten Tag, wie geht's mir? Great of you to be here. All right, so those are a few questions, but that's not all of them. I actually can continue because I still have some other questions that are coming in from past days. And that's this one from Paul. And let me bring it up for you. There you go. So Paul, he says, can the extreme ISO stream to both YouTube and Facebook simultaneously? And in our church, we also have Zoom. Can the extreme handle having live streaming Zoom and simultaneously going to YouTube and Facebook Live? So that's quite an impressive idea on how to do that, right? So what he wants to do is he wants to multi-stream to Facebook and YouTube, but also to Zoom. From the system itself, not 100%. What the system can do without the interference of adding a service is that it can stream to either YouTube or to Facebook. There's something coming up, and it can at the same time indeed can stream to Zoom. So let's do that. Let's check it out. So I'm going to tell you how I would do it to stream to multiple at the same time. And I also will show you how you can create it into Zoom. So let's go ahead and start with that. So first and foremost, let's make sure that I have my software available. Did I close it? Oh, I closed the ATEM software. That's a bit unfortunate. Let me open it up again. Software control. There you go. Let me put it into the screen that I can actually show it to you. All right, there you go. All right, so what I would do is the following. I would not go directly to YouTube and to Facebook, but I would use a service. It's called Restream.io. Restream.io is a service that allows you to stream to one location, and they will then stream it to multiple destinations at once. And they do that, yes, so you have to pay for that. It's a separate service, but they will do that to multiple locations, and depending on which plan that you're having, you will have more than one location to look at. So in order to do that, you have to go to Restream.io, and of course you have to have a plan. I have the basic plan, so I am not really using it for going to a lot of the different locations. But like you, I do like to stream to both Facebook and to YouTube. So if you go to Restream.io, you can actually add a channel right here. Well, of course, once you have logged in and you have a plan, etc., etc. And here you can see a plethora of different streaming platforms that it can actually go to. So Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, Twitter, and Periscope, LinkedIn, so much. It's quite an impressive amount of different systems. So let's go to Facebook Live, and then it will ask you to connect to Facebook. So let's do that, and let me show you how it looks like. Oh. Well, I actually already has done that up front, so it actually already knows me. But then, of course, you need to fill in your password and your username, and then you can stream to one of the pages that you have. So I can actually go to one of the pages that I have, that one, and then say save. So that is my first destination. So on the left-hand side, you see the destination. Now I want to add a channel. So here on the top left, you can add another channel, and now I can go to YouTube. So now I'm going to connect to YouTube. Will automatically again try to open up. I just say my name. It will request again some of the. Let's put that one there. So now it's also adding that one as well, and I'll just leave it as is for now, like so. So now I have entered both Facebook and YouTube. Both of them are switched on, and now comes the thing, is that how do I know where I have to go? Because this is Facebook and YouTube, but Restream does have its own RTMP service, as it's called. So RTMP is the protocol that is used. That's computer language. Don't worry about it. It's something that's important for video, but it's just called RTMP. You don't have to know what it is exactly about. But if you click on this right here, RTMP settings, here you have the primary URL. It's auto detected. If you want to go to one specifically, you can actually here see what are the different countries that you have at your disposal. And here you have your stream key. Now the stream key is of course hidden. So then you just say copy. Now it's copied to the clipboard. You say done. And then you just go to your ATEM switcher software and you fill it in here. Of course, this is not the real one. And then basically you make sure that you select whatever you like here. For example, hi. And then once that is done, you can just go live. Basically, that is the way that you can stream directly to both Facebook and YouTube at the same time with the same title, and that makes it very handy for you to do that. But the question was a little bit further than that. He also wanted to know how, and now I'm talking about you, Paul, you also wanted to know how you then also can use that for Zoom. Well, you can hook up a computer. I have a computer with me right here. So I'll just open it up and switch it on and make sure that you guys can see it in a few minutes. So let me, there you go. It's waiting. It's looking at my face. So it has my facial recognition. So it's not like, that's okay. Anyway, so on this computer, let me hook it up to the vMix system so that you can actually see it right there on your screen. I'm using an NDI connector for that. There you go. And I will have to quickly, oh, that was not intention. Sorry for that. Then I need to add a NDI. You definitely want to see how much space I have now. It's nothing. So this one, yes, it's that one. All right. Make sure that the audio is off. So, and then you should be able to see it coming right. Oh, there you go. All right. So going to Zoom right there, making sure that it's starting up. Now I'm already logged in, but here you go. This is the way that it will come. Then you go to your name on the top right hand. You go to settings right here, and then you navigate to video. It will automatically show your front-facing video, but you can actually then select here the Blackmagic NDI, and of course you want to have that in HD because why not? And then I will also add the audio also from the microphone from the Blackmagic design, and this will allow you to stream directly live to Zoom as well as streaming to both Facebook and YouTube at the same time. Wow, that is really powerful. So it is possible, but you do need to have an additional service going on as well. The same thing actually goes for Microsoft Teams. If you guys want to know more about that, I can also show that to you. But on the other hand, I think that might not be that really interesting because it's basically the same thing. All right, let's see what you guys have to say. Okay. Hi, is this laptop strong enough to run vMix with ATEM Mini for a small studio show? The Spectre X360 2-in-1 15-inch 4K Ultra HD touchscreen. Let me see if there are other people that are actually already talking about it. I don't know yet. I have to verify that for you. The Spectre X360. Let me cancel. Control C. Let me check what that is, because I don't know that type by heart. But I can tell you a little bit about HP Spectre 360 laptops. Let's just see this one right there. I accept. Okay, let's go ahead and check it out for ourselves. The 360 family. Which one did you, was the 15-inch or not? Let me check it again. What your question was. Oh, I have to go back. Sorry for that, guys. I need to verify that the 2-in-1 15-inch. So I'm doing an assumption here. Sorry for that, but I think it's probably this one right here, the most powerful Spectre. Let's learn more, or let's learn more about this one. See what this does. What are the specs? That is the most important thing on this one. So yes, so right off the gate, it has a GeForce GTX Pro graphics. That is really important for running vMix. vMix is optimized to run via NVIDIA video cards. So this is already a very good step up. I would say that is definitely one that I'm really looking forward to check it out. But what is it for a processor? 10th generation, but what is in it? What kind of processor do you have? Where is the processor? Checking out the processor. I don't want to take too long to check it out, but I would always recommend the i7, to be honest. i5 is really limiting the system. You do need some power if it comes to. I think I cannot find it so fast, but here, maybe here. i7, yes, that seems to be a good one. I think that this is a good one. But if you want to try it out, then my recommendation would be to just download it, because vMix does have a 60-day free download, free trial download with everything on it. So it's a $1,200 version. You don't have to have the $1,200 to be honest. So I use on this computer right here, I actually use the 350 euro one, which is actually quite perfect, to be honest. But so have a look around, check it out for yourself. It doesn't have any watermarking or whatsoever. It's just a full version, but it's limited to 60 days. That's the only limitation that you have. So that is something that I would definitely I want to do. Let me check. So that one. Touchscreen, small studio. Yeah. ATEM Mini. I think it's quite okay, to be honest. But try it out. Also, since you have vMix running, is that what you stream from, or are you using the ATEM Extreme stream machine? No. At the moment, I am not using the Extreme at the moment, because I'm also using it for demo purposes at the moment. But also, typically, this studio is fully integrated, so there's absolutely. So this is let's say a bubble that I have in my studio. And I'm not changing it no longer. So this is always working. I just have to flip 2 or 3 switches and it just works, which is really great because I don't have a lot of time during the week. And this is really making it helpful for this. Now, what I'm using the Mini Extreme for, just to be very honest about it, is that I'm actually using it for other purposes. Like, for example, when I'm on location, I have a 19-inch rack right there. You cannot see it at the moment, but it's right here. It's a full production suite. It's like this big, with a 17-inch monitor, and it has a intercom system, tele light system, the whole shebang. But that is really for bigger events. So, and I do believe that for bigger events, you need to purchase products that are made to last and to do only one thing at the one time. Hence, also the Mini Extreme. Let me check. Is there a way to automatically switch the cameras in an endless loop? For example, every 30 seconds with a macro. Uh, I'm pretty sure that is possible, but I have not tried it yet, so I will verify that for you, Eugene. I don't know that for sure. I'll check that. Yes, Nikki says it's an i7 processor. Yes, so I'm actually also using an i7 processor myself at the moment, and it's really working quite well. The only thing is this computer right here. This is a full-on desktop computer that I'm working on, but it's 6 years old, so it has a old video card. So, and it's still running like a champ, and it does not give me any warnings about CPU overload or GPU overload. So it's quite okay. Mr. Johnny says, I think that the graphic is too weak. I have a RTX 2060 on my laptop. Yeah, it might be, but it might be that it's weak, but it also depends on what you want to do with it. If it's just running one graphic, it might be good enough, because I'm going to tell you what I have. I don't recall it anymore, but let me go into Device Manager and check what I have again on the NVIDIA cards. Let me check. Display adapters. So my computer right here that I'm working the whole thing on is a GeForce GTX 980 Ti. A 980 Ti. That's the one that I have. So you don't need the best card. Okay, cool. Yeah, but again, please check it out. There's a reason why they do that. I love vMix for that. They really make sure that you have a good experience. And if it's not working for you, hey, you tried it and it didn't cost you anything apart from just downloading the software. So it's quite okay, in my opinion. Oh, all right. I was meaning the GeForce MX 150 for. Okay, gotcha. Yep, gotcha. I had some more questions, so that was one of the other questions. Yeah, so I think Mr. Johnny, that I already talked about this question already during the show. So we already know what the different bit rates are. So I presume that this question has been answered. And moving on to the next question, and it's not really a question, but Art Last says that the stream to YouTube directly from your ATEM Mini without a computer is misleading. It's all in the eye of the beholder, I think. I can imagine that you think it's not 100% correct, because indeed, to fill in the stream key, you do need to have a computer to do that. But I can assure you that once you have entered that via your computer, you can actually just take your ATEM Mini, not your computer with you, doesn't matter, go to another location, use your 4G phone, or use your LiveView Solo, or use a Ethernet port right there in a new location, and you do not need to have your computer with you. You just click on the on-air button and it will work. I guarantee you that. So you don't need that, really not. But indeed, to set up the stream key, yes, you need to have your computer. So I guess we're both right on this one. Yeah. Okay. Let me check. Eugene asks, or can one macro trigger another and vice versa? I don't think so, but let's try that. I think it's not a good idea to do that, right? Because you can get it, and let's do it. Let's do just one side. So let's do that. So let's go into the switcher software, and let's go into macros. We already have Petra and John and pause test. So what I'm going to do is that I am going to add another one. Macro test. Let's record that one. See, I cannot select them. So that's basically already the answer to your question, unfortunately. So the answer to that question is no, that is not possible. You cannot run a macro in a macro. That is not feasible. And this is, by the way, the way that you can remove them. Oh, and another thing, and that also goes for the stream key. One thing that is very important is that if you want to keep these connections and all your macros, etc., you do need to make sure that you hit the file and then save startup. What is it? Save startup state. You do need to enter that. Otherwise, you will lose all of your connection, your products right there. So I'm going to clear it now, because basically I don't need it. But that's very helpful for if you're on location. Let me see. YouTube. Just for your information, there are a couple of questions. Oh, Facebook. Cool. I will be checking Facebook, because for some reason Facebook is not joining my system. So I'll verify that. Thank you so much. Newest comments. No, I want to see all comments. Oh. Hey, why don't I see that? Let me check the comments on. There you go. Okay, guys, I do have you now on my phone. I will go to Facebook right now. Thank you for saying that, Kathleen. Really appreciate that. I'll just very quickly stop with the YouTube part. I have ATEM Mini. Now I'm thinking to buy the ATEM Extreme ISO. It's really cool. Really cool. Eugene, record camera 1, add pause 30 seconds, switch to camera 2, add 30 seconds, stop macro. Before running macro, click turning symbol loop. So leave it to Rudy to save the day for that one. That's that. Kathleen is having a question. I think that's. Oh, there you go. How's Kermit? My dad. Oh, that's a little bit off topic, guys. Kermit is lying in the studio. Kermit is my cat. He's lying there. He's sleeping a little bit, like he always does when I'm having the show, which is really cool. So let's talk about Facebook. And why is Facebook not popping up? Let me check that also a little bit. Let me retry that and see what happens now. I want to see you guys. What's going on? Well, let's give it some time, and otherwise I'm gonna read it right from the computer, from my laptop. I mean, my laptop. No, not my laptop, my phone. Okay. Well, hi Jason, what's going on? Hi, my dad. Kathleen, what's up? Can you label the buttons on a physical device? No, you cannot. So indeed, one of the issues with the ATEM Mini is that you basically have a button that has a name, but you cannot really change it. So you cannot. You just need to put on a piece of tape or something. But I don't like to do that. But to be honest, there are only 6 macro buttons, so those 6 I can easily just remember, to be honest. But I can imagine that it's getting a little bit crowded, but if you look at it in one go. But in all fairness, all of these are the same. So if you know one of these compartments, you actually know all 8 of them already. So it's not that big, but yeah, I can imagine. Hey Jason again. Can the flying key be rotated? By ATEM Mini can only resize or reposition, but not rotate. That's a good question. Let me check if that is possible. So guys, just an FYI, my whole desk is one big cable, so I have to really go like so to get things organized. But don't worry about it. It's fun. I love it. Let's check it out a little bit. So let's go into the patterns and go and check it out. So let's do a an extreme key, then do a, I don't know, a chrome key. I'll just leave it as is. Don't worry about it. It's just, let's put it that one there, and then see what we have here. So if I have here, I can do a positioning, I can do a size, and I can do a rotation, I think. So let's check that out. Let's put in a, I think it's possible or not. Or do you then need to mask also? Maybe. I'll have to check that for you. I have to check that for you. I don't know that. Good question. But there is a rotation button, so I think, Jason, that it must work. Greg says, hey, wanted to talk to you more about IRL. David the lawyer was doing it a while back. Yeah, Greg, sure. I will be doing a bit more information on RRL in a couple of weeks when the weather is increasingly better. I might also get out of this studio and just show it around. And I'm actually considering to hook up a ATEM Mini, this one right here, on the Live View Solo that I just showed earlier on today, and show you that you can actually have a multi-camera production on a different somewhere outside. I do still need to figure out how I can give it enough power. I do have some power banks, but I don't have the cable that I need to put it in right there. So that I still need to take into account, but it should be possible. So it's just a matter of finding the correct cable, and then I have power, and with power I can do whatever I like. So it's not good. That's going to be okay. Let me go a little bit further. By the way, I'm checking Facebook at the moment, and unfortunately that's not in the system for some reason. Hence I am trying to do it this way. Yes, Facebook is hiding comments again. Not helpful. Definitely not. Hey, Siddiq is also watching. Welcome, Siddiq. Your IRLs are always fun. Oh, thank you, Kathleen. That's really appreciated. Thanks so much. All right. So those were some questions that we had on Facebook. Let's go ahead and check if I think that I also had all of the questions that I had prepared. Yes, those were all the questions that I had prepared for you as well. All right. No questions here on Facebook. No questions on YouTube. So that means that we are good to go. Okay, so guys, really thank you so much for being here. Also, thank you so much for subscribing to the channel on YouTube. 425 subscribers. I didn't figure that out earlier this year, so I'm really happy, and let's go to 500. I would love to have 500 subscribers there. Not because of the number. I don't care about the number. I really care about you. So if there are any comments that you want to make, if you want to know something, you want to have me make a video on something, please let me know by answering the questions. Also after the fact that if you've seen this video, because I really love to help you, and I can only help you if I know what you like to know. So that is okay, let's there's one more remark that I'm gonna take, the last one. Mehun Stone, can you use SuperSource to create layouts for Twitch using one HDMI from the computer for layout overlay that other HDMI sources for games, etc.? Yes, I think so. I have not done that yet, but yes. So there are multiple ways of doing that. You can create layouts that are static, so just a static picture, and because a SuperSource is actually a multi-layered system, so you have your background, then you got your, for example, 4 boxes, which are 4 picture-in-picture boxes, and then on top of that you can actually also have an additional layer. It's basically the same thing that I've done here. Now this doesn't look great, but don't worry about it. It's just because so this is, for example, the way that I see the comments. So here you go. This is something like an overlay, and on top of that, so we have two pictures, and on top of that we have a graphic, and that makes that possible to do that. And that's also possible in SuperSource. But what's also possible in SuperSource is that you can not only get pictures, but you can also add on the, for example, the bottom layer, a video. So there are special video players that are just simple HDMI USB sticks that you can put in, for example, HDMI 8, and that will loop through a like a backdrop thing, like a gradient thing, and it will look like it's just moving, and you only need that small product to do that. So that's possible. And if you have, for example, a hyperdeck, you can also use the hyperdeck for that. So there are multiple ways of doing that. I think that the cheapest way is what I just said, is that USB stick. I have to verify what that is, because I have to admit I really like that idea. So I have to consider that. And indeed, if you want to really make it very interesting to watch, then there's also a other tool that you can use, and that's Just Macros. And SuperSource in combination with Just Macros is like mind-boggling, because you can actually also animate your SuperSource. So if you want to go from a picture-in-picture where you have, for example, you playing the game and a screen, and you want to go to only you can actually make that an animation that, for example, that goes like whoop, like this. Roughly the same as I do right here, but then way better than what I'm doing right here. So this, but then more epic, because this is really cool, but it's not that coolest that you can do with Just Macros, to be honest. Wicked, then going to be ordering an ATEM Mini Extreme. It's so beautiful. I mean, I am really happy with the system. I mean, it's gorgeous. It has so much. It also has the easy recording that is built in. So you just add a SSD drive, a stick, for example. Then you just hit record, and then it records 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 inputs plus your program out. So you have 9 streams that it's recording. And on top of that, once you hit the stop sign, it will automatically create a project file that you can then insert into your free Resolve that you can also get from Blackmagic, and you have a project file, and then you can just maybe change it a little bit according to if you miss switched one time. That is also possible. All right, that's it for today. That was the Q&A for March 2021. So also for the coming month, when we create videos and you have some of my questions, I will be collecting them. I will be using them for additional videos, but if I don't make a video of it, I will probably use it in a condensed form in this kind of Q&A. I hope that you like this kind of content. Please subscribe to the channel again, and also like the page on Facebook. Thank you so much for being here live and direct. I really appreciate you for taking the time on your busy Saturday evening or Sunday morning, because there was also somebody from New Zealand here, so that's Sunday. Thank you so much again for being here, and I hope to see you next week live. But also don't forget, there will be at least 2 videos coming this week, also with the ATEM Mini in mind. Thanks so much. Bye bye.